Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are unpacking an absolute masterpiece of English literature, George Orwell's Shooting of an Elephant. So, if you're a focused learner trying to get a real handle on this subject, you're in the exact right place. We're going to break down the essential study materials, the complete notes, and pull out those key takeaways straight from the syllabus.
Now, just to set the stage, this breakdown is explicitly tailored for students diving into the BA third year semester 6 English literature program. If that's you and you're gearing up for those final exams, consider this explainer your personal roadmap. But hey, even if you're just a massive Orwell fan, taking a peek at how his work gets dissected academically, it actually reveals a whole lot about his genius.
Okay, let's dive into this. Our roadmap today is pretty straightforward. First up, author context, then summary and analysis, followed by thematic pillars, and wrapping up with exam preparation.
Right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Author Context, Getting to Know George Orwell.
So, Orwell lived a pretty brief but intensely active 47 years, from 1903 to 1950. The key thing to remember here? He wasn't just an English author, he was a journalist. And that journalistic, ultra-observant eye, that's literally the lifeblood of Shooting of an Elephant. The essay draws directly from his own gritty, real-world experiences serving as a police officer in Burma. It's not just a story, it's practically a first-hand report.
Let's move to Section 2 and see how this builds into the core course material, summary and analysis.
We all know the feeling, right? Major English Lit exams usually mean staring down totally overwhelming walls of text. To actually study this efficiently, your coursework requires mastering 4 distinct buckets. You need the complete notes, a comprehensive summary of what actually happens, a solid character analysis, and an overarching essay analysis. If you mentally categorize the material into these 4 areas, you're way less likely to get lost in the weeds.
Moving right along to Section 3. Here is where we hit the heavy stuff. Thematic pillars, specifically colonialism and imperialism.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core tension you absolutely must understand. These two concepts are the twin pillars of Orwell's essay. Your coursework really wants you to contrast imperialism, which is that massive, systemic policy of an empire extending its power, with colonialism, the localized, physical, day-to-day reality of occupying a territory and its people. Seeing how Orwell as a character gets completely crushed between that massive system and the gritty reality, that is exactly what your professors will be grading you on.
Which brings us to the most practical part of our roadmap. Section 4, exam preparation and tackling those important questions and answers.
The source material actually slaps a pretty bold claim on its content, calling it the most important exam preparation video. Now, we're using that exact quote here to frame the stakes. Look, studying literature is great for exploring broad, sweeping themes, but right now, your goal is incredibly specific. You just need to pass that BA third-year exam.
So, the crucial point is this. What are the absolute most important questions and answers for the PDUSU and Shakwata University exams? If you're going to be walking into those university halls, you need to anticipate exactly what the faculty is going to throw your way. No surprises.
To do that, the sources highlight a few specific targets. We're talking about the PDUSU notes, the Shakwata University exam focus, the BA final year questions and answers, and the complete English notes. Honestly, think of this list as your ultimate pre-game checklist. Master these 4 specific areas, and you can walk into exam day knowing you've got all your bases covered.
At the end of the day, it really boils down to a super simple equation. Master the logically organized notes, and you ace the semester 6 exam. By moving systematically, starting with Orwell's background, digging into the course summary and those heavy themes, and then going straight into targeted practice questions, you aren't just reading blindly. You are studying to win.
So, let me leave you with this final thought. Are you ready to confidently tackle this exam? Seeing the syllabus broken down structurally like this should hopefully leave you feeling empowered to dive headfirst into the coursework. Remember, organizing the material, that's just step 1. But truly understanding the weight of Orwell's message, that's what makes it stick with you long after the test is over. So what deeper truths will you uncover when you read it this time? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you next time.